Alumni Association faced a delay of more than 2 hours because of heavy fog. Their chartered DC-10 finally got off the ground just after noon. In all, more than 700 Eastern Iowans left the Cedar Rapids Airport today, and many, many more will be traveling to the Rose Bowl over the weekend. And finally today, live at 5, the Iowa Hawkeyes have been practicing a long time for their Rose Bowl appearance, but another group of players from the U of I will be showing their stuff as well. University of Iowa Marching Band left Cedar Rapids for Pasadena this morning. The Hawkeye Band, more than 200 strong, will perform at halftime of the Rose Bowl and in the Tournament of Roses parade. The band got an early start, flying out at about 7 o'clock this morning. Well, one group that did manage to leave as scheduled for the Rose Bowl. The Hawkeye Marching Band was up bright and early this morning to board chartered planes. Well over 200 band members and instructors arrived at the Cedar Rapids Airport at about 6 a.m. Their plane took off at about 7. The band will perform at halftime of the Rose Bowl and also in the Rose Bowl parade on New Year's Day.
Good evening. Preparations for the big one, Rose Bowl 91, top our news tonight. We start with Pete Seifer, live from California, who has a story about a man who has to keep track of an army of people. And I'm not talking Hayden Fry, am I, Pete?
That's right, Doug. And good evening, good afternoon from sunny Southern California and Newport Beach, California. You know, Hayden has taken 3 Iowa football teams to the Rose Bowl. This trip, he has about 120 players along with him. This morning, I spent the day with an Iowan who is responsible for twice that many people out here, that Hawkeye group that is twice the size of the football team, and they will also be in full uniform come Tuesday. They'll be at the Rose Bowl, and they will also have a great representative among the Hawkeyes. Let's meet Dr. Morgan Jones.
Keep your composure on stage.
He's the man that keeps the trumpets on the B-flats, the drums pounding out the bass, and all 245 band members in flow on the field. Dr. Morgan Jones is a 5-timer at the Rose Bowl. He's been involved in each of Iowa's 5 Rose Bowl appearances. He played the trumpet as a student member of the band when it ventured west for the Hawkeyes' first 2 Rose Bowls in 1957 and 59. And he guided the band through the 82 and 86 Rose appearances in his present position as director.
There are many, many changes. One that comes immediately to mind is that when we came out in those years, we came by train, which was quite an experience. We spent 2 days coming here, and of course we did it in 3.5 hours this time. Our styles are different. Our band is twice the size it was in those days.
What do you remember from those first 2 Iowa Rose Bowl appearances?
The thing that I remember the most are the intensive rehearsals that we had. Morning, noon, and evening rehearsals.
When the Hawkeye Marching Band isn't performing here in Southern California, they're practicing to make up for lost time after the Iowa Indoor Practice Facility collapsed, severely limiting this group's ability to march.
Normally we would come here with the show completely prepared, and all we would do here is polish it. We're actually learning it at this point.
For the 245 members of the Hawkeye Marching Band, this Rose Bowl trip is a reward for all those endless hours of practice back in Iowa City.
This is what we all work for. It's a bowl game. When we don't get a bowl game, it kind of gets, we get let down.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can't even imagine how can you top this. The show is just awesome. We're doing the greatest show we've ever done ever, and I just love it, and I'm so excited. I can't wait.
You putting up with this weather all right?
Yeah, I'm trying to handle it. It's getting a little warm out here, but I can take it.
And I can take it as well. It has been beautiful out here in Southern California today. The Hawkeye Marching Band will be performing at 4 or 5 official Rose Bowl events, including they'll walk the 7 miles in the Tournament of Roses parade on Tuesday, and of course they'll perform at halftime at the Rose Bowl. And this group is an outstanding Hawkeye Marching Band. This fall they just won the Sudler Trophy, which is the highest honor awarded to any collegiate marching band. Doug?
Sounds like a good group. Who's paying their expenses?
Doug, that's the great part about this. The Iowa Athletic Department picks up all their expenses. The only thing the student marching band members have to pick up is their incidental expenses, any souvenirs or anything that they want to pick up out here in Southern California. So it's a great trip, a great reward for the 245 members of the Hawkeye Marching Band.
The Hawkeyes' date with the Washington Huskies is just 2 days away. The excitement is building, and it's the topic of our team report tonight. In a moment, we'll show you some of the last Eastern Iowans to leave for California today. But first, we turn to Eyewitness News anchor Edie Fawcett, who's been giving us satellite reports from California since Thursday. Edie joins us live now by satellite from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Edie, it looks like you're just having a terrific time out there with all the excitement.
Kevin, we are having a terrific time, and so are the thousands and thousands of fans who are out here. We are in Pasadena. Behind me, you see the Rose Bowl, and inside there are thousands of people going through here each day to get a gaze at the field, which on Tuesday will turn into a battleground between the Huskies and the Hawkeyes. You know, we've been talking about all the hoopla surrounding the Rose Bowl. Well, last night truly was the night of stars. It was the 1990 Dinner for Champions. Nearly 2,000 people dressed in high fashion and paid $75 a plate to see their players in the spotlight. Players from the present and the past, including LA Rams quarterback and former Hawkeye Chuck Long.
They've had a great turnaround since last year, and, I got to give a lot of credit to, Coach Fry and the team. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, and I hope a lot of people realize that, how hard that is to go from a 5 and 6 year to a Rose Bowl year, and they deserve all the credit. They've done a great job.
Iowa Athletic Director Bump Elliott was on hand to honor his Hawkeyes. The Rose Bowl is familiar ground for Elliott. He has played in the Rose Bowl, has coached here, and comes again as athletic director.
It's been an opportunity that doesn't happen to too many people, and being here in various capacities has really been exciting. And of course, obviously this time around it would be fun to see the Iowa football team come out with a victory.
Kevin, we are all hoping for a victory. Coach Hayden Fry last night at the dinner said his Hawks have a shot at it, and he said his team plays with an extra heartbeat, and that may just be what the Hawks need to pull off a victory on Tuesday. John Campbell has been covering the Hawkeyes and the Huskies, and he'll show you a surprise visitor at the Husky camp coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, so that one would be a good one to watch in the middle. Team's really done practicing now, Edie. Now it's game time, but they've practiced an awful lot out here.
They certainly have, but the team isn't the only people who have been practicing. The University of Iowa marching band is out here, and they have been tuning up for the big game as well. The 260 members of the University of Iowa Marching Band arrived in Southern California Friday and hit the ground running. They're polishing up their music, sharpening their formations, and gearing up for numerous performances. The marching band has been so busy since they've been in Southern California, they haven't had a whole lot of time for fun and relaxation, but they're enjoying the weather and having a good time out here. Monday, they go to Disneyland, where they will be performing, and of course, big performances on New Year's Day.
We had hoped to do a good preparation in Iowa City, but when our bubble collapsed, we lost all of our rehearsals, so we just started yesterday with the show.
Dr. Morgan Jones has directed the Hawkeye Marching Band at the 82 and 86 Rose Bowls. He performed in the band in the Hawkeyes Rose Bowl appearances in 57 and 59. He says there's something magical about these appearances.
The Rose Bowl is the most exciting performance I think that we can do because of the press that surrounds it and the number of people there, and also the parade.
What are you hoping for?
We're hoping for a stellar performance.
Marching band members say they're not nervous about performing in front of a worldwide audience. It's something baton twirler Gail Anderson has practiced years for.
I've competed for about 15 years, and it was just an honor to be able to come to the university on a scholarship. And then we just worked so hard out throughout the season, and it's a reward for all of us to be here. It just means the world to me.
And the marching band did look pretty good at practice yesterday. They will be performing, marching at Disneyland tomorrow. And then, of course, on Rose Bowl day, they'll be doing a pregame and a haltime, and they're also in the Parade of Roses.